Cha-Cha Nation, you already know that if there's one thing I love more when it comes to music, it is hip hop music. And yes, today we will be talking about, what people used to say is probably going to be the artist or the artist, hip hop single or hip hop joint or hip hop collaboration of the year. And, every year we begin to have this conversation. Oh, which one is other? Which MC killed that MC? Which MC murdered this MC, right? I mean, some of you might be wondering, what am I talking about? And I know some of you already seen it, on the flyer. Yes, it is the 2024 Hennessy Cypher. That is what we will be talking about. And I'm saying we because I'm not alone. I'm here with my brother and one of my co-hosts, and I'm going to allow him to introduce himself.
Hello, everybody. It's me, oddFelix. It's been a while, but I'm here today. For those who haven't listened to me before, I'm a podcaster. I'm with the Indie Podcast and I'm with Cha-Cha Music Review Podcast. I am also a rapper. So I know my way around hip hop too. I'm an R&B artist, and I have something special I want to say about myself, but I can't say that until the end of the show. So I'll keep that to myself for now. They say music is life, so I give them the Cha-Cha Music Review Podcast. Turned up the volume, gave them the time of their lives. They said they wanted new artists, I gave them the Cha-Cha Spotlight series. They wanted deep music conversations, I plugged them into the Cha-Cha Let's Talk Music series. They are crazy about the hit makers, so I hit them with the Cha-Cha Hit Makers series. And for the albums I know they shouldn't miss, I blessed them with the Cha-Cha Album Review series. I created the Cha-Cha EP Compilation series, so they will have a taste of the best of EPs. They should tell their friends. You should let your family know. We should let everyone who cares about African music know. Afisanova is back in the game, and you can catch me every Saturday amplifying the African sounds by bringing the best of African music to your ears. I am your musical plug, the creator of the Energy Force, and this is the Cha-Cha Music Review Podcast.
Now, first question first is, were you even looking forward to the 2024 Hennessy Cypher? Were you looking forward to it at all?
Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't know why I stopped looking forward to Hennessy Cypher. It's not as if the quality reduced or anything. I think life just happened and I focused on other things. So I watch a lot of YouTube, right? When I'm working, I just let YouTube play. I watch ciphers, I watch reactions to ciphers. I enjoy reactions to ciphers anyway. And so I just came on YouTube, and then what I just saw on my screen was Hennessy Cypher 2024, and I watched it, and good lord. I feel like my YouTube already understands me, right? So they will always bring the cipher my way. So I don't necessarily need to look forward to it, and I'm still going to watch it somehow. And I'm one of the first people to watch this thing before it even hit the internet, because YouTube, whenever I come, it's still like you just see a few hours ago. I think when I watched it was like 6 hours after it dropped, right? So my YouTube already knows that's where I belong. So whether I look forward to it or not, I'm good.
I mean, over the years, Hennessy Cypher is something I've always been, watching out for. Not just because it's Hennessy or anything that has nothing to do with that. It's just because I love hip hop, and ciphers is one of those things where I feel like rappers have, they have that free reign to drop as much bars, as much punchlines. So I'm always looking for, who got it. So when this year came out and I saw this year and I saw the lineup, I was a bit, two things. I was a bit happy in a way. And at the same time, I was a bit laid back. Happy in the sense of I saw, other rappers from major African countries, and then a bit laid back in the sense of, some of these people, I don't know them. They are not like the regular, maybe you're talking of South Africa, you're talking of maybe Nasty C or Casper Novet. In Nigeria, you're talking about maybe MI, even what's his name, AQ. And Vector, and all of that, right? Those are like the regular names that you feel will be on the cipher. But this time around, from Nigeria, we really had Ladipoe, representing Nigeria, Margaret Doughboy, representing South Africa.
Sarkodie,
Ghana. Yeah, Sarkodie representing Ghana. You have Didi B representing Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire. You have Khaligraph Jones representing Kenya, and you have young Lunya representing Tanzania. Who was the first person that actually went first on the cipher? Now, when I saw these names, I'm like, I know what Ladipoe can bring to the table. I'm very, very familiar with Sarkodie. I know what Sarkodie can bring and Khaligraph Jones is just an OG that has been holding it down, for Kenya rap for a very long time. So I know those three, and I know their caliber. But the remaining three, I'm not really. I mean, I know Didi, but I'm not really, familiar with his, rap game like that. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever happens, let it happen. Let me just dive into it and let me listen to it. And then I listen to it. I'm like, yo, hell fucking no. I need to talk about this. Like, I fucking need to talk about this. So, Odd, tell me, you listening to this, and what was running through your mind? What was your thought process after listening to this?
Okay, so for me, right, like I mentioned, I just jumped into it. I didn't see any announcement that this was coming out. I didn't see any lineup. I just jumped into it. I don't know who Maglera Doughboy is. This is my first time hearing about him. I don't know who. I've heard of Didi, right, but I've never really listened to his songs before. I've not heard of what's this my other guy's name? Young Lunya. So I've not heard of those guys. So yeah, I just came in. And I was just seeing names, and I'm seeing familiar names, and I'm seeing unfamiliar names, and I'm like, okay, let's see what these people have for us. I was quite disappointed that my guys Vector Emma were not there, but it's all good anyway. They can't always be there. And I think Hennessy does this thing where they tend to bring up a lot of, will I say, unknown names. I don't know if that's the right word to use, because I mean, people already know them, right? But then they tend to bring up a lot of lesser known names to their ciphers, and I think it's a really beautiful thing. I know they've had Mato Sand on their cipher. I know they've had a lot of names that I know are really, 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 really underground and doing really great things. So I feel like that may have been what they were aiming for, because I'm sure I believe Hennessy would be able to pull Nasty to their cipher if they want to. I believe they'll be able to pull, the biggest names in all of these countries to their ciphers. But I think, I may be wrong, but I think that what they were trying to do is that they were trying to, also balance these lesser known names with the known names. So the cipher was beautiful, of course. I'm going to talk about my favorite in the cipher later. And that thing I'm also happy about with this cipher is that these guys, especially the in my opinion, lesser known names, came in with rapping in their language, right? They came in rapping with their language. But while I may not have been able to catch every lyrics they said, someone that is hard. Like, you see the hardness in their bars, you see the switch in the flows, you see the flows themselves, and they're okay, these guys are not here to play. Even though I was a bit disappointed with a bit, just a little bit, right? Because like I said, it's just they were dabbling in English sometimes too. I think I'll just call him Doughboy from South Africa. I think Doughboy was among the ones who rapped in their languages. I think he was the one who dabbled in English the most. I could pick some bars here and there. So I think I felt like most of these bars that were coming in English were not, I didn't really find some of them really, really hard. I just felt like they were just cliches that were being repackaged and sent back. So that part made me just feel some kind of way. But I know I can't judge their full performance based on that, because they also see a lot of things in their own languages. So I should need to understand those things fully before I can just say, okay, this is how this person bars are, or this is how this person. But I noticed that when I say repackaging of cliches and throwing back to us as bars, and I didn't really, really, really flow with that. I didn't really like that. But out of that, I think every other thing was beautiful. Everybody represented, and it's a beautiful cipher overall.
Okay, I mean, look, like you said, it was a beautiful cipher, overall. Like, and you're right with that thing that you said about, NSC always wanting to, promote, the young and fast coming, rapper, and then mixing them up. I mean, naturally, when they first started, there used to be about 2 or 3 different kind of NSC cipher, where you have the one that is just for the uprising, and then you have for the one that are already established, and then over time they started blending it and mixing it, bringing the OGs and the young G's together just to blend. So I think you're right with that. Now, for me, when I heard the cipher, to be honest, that first guy that started, that is young Lunya. I mean, his rap, his flows really, really bust. Like, it bust my brain. I mean, like you rightly said, they were switching in between their language and English, right? And when he's dope, he's dope. It doesn't matter what language they're switching in, and that was just it. But the guy really, really came through, and I really like. I was like, yo, I was like, what? Like, no. This guy is good. But if I'm going to be honest, I think I wasn't really impressed with the South African guy. I don't know why. But I just was not really impressed with the South African guy. Maybe because of how much I know South African rappers, they can go hard and all of that. And then listening to him, I wasn't really impressed with his verse. Not to say that he didn't do well, but I wasn't just impressed. And then, the guy from Ivory Coast, the Didi, also came in, and I'm like, okay, fine. I think this guy is switching it up a little bit. And then I think we moved on to what's his name? We moved on to Sarkodie. Sarkodie was like the third person that came in, and I had to pause after Sarkodie verse. I had to pause, take it back, and then play it again. I'm like, what did this nigga like? No, look. I know this is not probably the right place for us to discuss this, and this is probably going to get a lot of back and forth between you and I. We can agree to disagree. And I know people that are even listening to this right now might want to come for me when I say this, but I would always say this anytime, any day. I don't care. Anywhere you carry me go, I will talk out in my full chest. For me, Sarkodie is the best rapper in Africa. There's nothing else you can tell me. He's just the best for me. Like, to be honest, it's just the best for me, right? And then Sarkodie went, and then Khaligraph Jones came into play. And I'm like, yo, Khaligraph. And you could tell from Khaligraph's verse that, okay, that's beef we ain't get. If I say now we didn't get that beef that time for Nigeria. Maybe na Blackbone, I mean, him and Wubin gets one little beef where they go back and forth. That beef still hold that beef for mine, because, he mentioned, I got love for my West African brothers, but, I'm an OG, and like, okay. You shall still want to say, you came there. And then at the end of the day, what's his name? Ladipoe also came through, and, Ladipoe just, literally just, killed the cypher and said, you already know that. And he just did his thing. Now, for you, who would you say, had the hottest, the hottest verse? Now, the hottest verse in terms of either punchline or wordplay, that's one. And then two, in terms of, were you really able, I mean, yes, I get it, like I rightly said, some of them, actually flowed, in their language. So it's kind of going to be a bit difficult to actually decipher what they actually said, all through, like, understanding the major thing, that they said. So let's probably just kind of, leave that out of it, right? But in terms of their delivery or their flow pattern, who were you more impressed with the way, they took the cipher?
I was most impressed with Sarkodie. I don't think, I feel like anyone who isn't, I feel like, this is a personal opinion, I feel like anyone who says Sarkodie wasn't the best, is that just trying to represent their country? Just like, okay, so I'm Nigerian, so I should go for Ladipoe, or so I'm Kenyan, so I should go for Khaligraph. But Sarkodie was, in my opinion, the best on the cipher. Like, that's not even a debate for me. Like, I don't even need to think about that. That's like fix for me, yeah? I love that he talked about, there's this thing he talked about, where how relationships with artists can feel too strict because they have record deals. Like, he made mention of him not being able to speak to his friend for a verse over a call. He now needs to talk to some guy that quote unquote a boss, and then they have to start splitting publishing, waiting before they hit the stores and those kind of things. So I talked about there was this, like, I don't know if I can remember the line word for word, but something like I've been rapping for over a decade, and I'm the rock of ages, something. I was like, man, this guy. So Sarkodie was like, he just came and then he gave bars, dropped some wisdom, like talked some industry stuff that I think people needed to hear. And I think Sarkodie was there for me. Okay, so after Sarkodie, I think the next person I'll go for would be Khaligraph. Khaligraph Jones. Well, Khaligraph Jones, good normally, sha. I enjoyed the fact that he just came and laid down his thoughts about our country in this cipher. When after Khaligraph Jones did his thing, right? I saw Ladipoe giving him the biceps of when he gave him a shout out. I was like, why are you doing that here? They just dissed your country twice in this place. And they are still doing this thing. But it's all good anyway. So Khaligraph, he did this thing. I think he had some really good punchlines and all, but I think one line that stood out for me that just made me laugh, that just made me feel good was yours career shot like a TikTok challenge. Okay, so there was that. And yeah, Ladipoe. I don't want to. Ladipoe was good. Ladipoe was awesome. It's my third favorite. I feel like I don't want to say this, but I feel like if I could actually hear the lyrics of some of the other artists, Ladipoe may not be my third on this list. And that's just where I'll stop with that. I won't take it further than that. So Ladipoe was my third favorite, but I feel like if I could hear the lyrics like in English of some of the other artists, he may not really be my favorite. Maybe young Lunya would be my third in that case. So those are my top three. Yeah.
And you don't talk and finish that. What did they there to talk again? But yeah, like you rightly said, if we are not going to be, if we are not going to be sentimental about, everything. For me also, like I said, Sarkodie for me I had not even listened to the remaining two, but when I heard Sarkodie, I had to pause, yo nigga, what are you doing? So the thing about it is, it wasn't just trying to rap, make bars. It was actually saying, like you said, industry fact. And that was the thing, that was the line that got me there used to be a time where he could just make song, with the friends, but now he has to first of all call somebody, talk about this, talk about, but at the end of the day, he said he understands it because, it's all business, right? So it gets it and everything. And then, again, second person. But for me, I think, I would take, what's his name? I'll take Sarkodie as my, number one. And then number two, I would take, young Lunya from Tanzania. I there was something about his flows, and it's not always, when you're on a cypher, it's not always easy for you to go
that
first.
Mid-switch he did. That mid-switch he did that made me shout in my house.
No, the guy is good. It is really good, and it's always difficult when you're on a cypher and you have to go first, because you will be like the standard where everybody is. If you mess up, nobody go on listen to the rest most times. But if you come call okay, fine, this one don't start well, let me see what on that person go talk, and it really killed it. And obviously, for me,
maybe I just maybe that thing you said about going first, I think it's also very risky because you can easily get overshadowed even if you're very good. But the fact that we're still talking about him after listening to everybody that came after him just shows that he's exceptional.
Yeah, he is. And my third person is also going to be, what's his name? Khaligraph. I mean, Khaligraph came. I mean, again, like I said, for those of you that don't know, Khaligraph have been in the industry for, in fact, as a matter of time, if you talk about Kenyan music, the only artist I used to mention there is Khaligraph, because at the point was the only person that I know, back then, until I discovered some other Kenyan artists and all of that. So for me, those are going to be my top three. Sarkodie, Young Bola, and what's his name right now, Khaligraph Jones, and then you put in Ladipoe, and then you put in Doughboy, like you also said, because pronouncing that his first name too, he gets as it be for my mouth.
I feel like that guy kind of came through. Okay, well, I would say it was, I don't know. I think I'll just place him and Didi at my bottom. They're going to share fifth position for me. I won't drop any of them as last. I'm a good person.
Again, so this is not. Let me just, at least for my own perspective, let me just say this. This is not. We are not talking about who had the wackest flow. No, we are not talking about any of that. At least I'm not talking about that. What I'm just talking about is I'm just ranking them according to my own favorite. So you might listen to it and you say, "Oh, Ladipoe is your favorite." So please do not get us wrong. That is what we are doing. We are just talking about who did we. It's a personal choice right now. It's not like a choice of fact or okay, hey, I don't talk. It is our own personal choice. So if you are listening to this, okay, all he's saying is facts. Yes, all he's saying facts. Me, I'm talking about me. Say if I say a fact and personally talk, because for me, whether fact, whether personal,
Excuse
Sarkodie was number
excuse me,
one.
I don't know. Wait, calm down. You are like an authority in this thing. You cannot be saying it's your opinion. It doesn't work like that. If Don Jazzy comes now and tell us how to run the music business, what he's telling us is facts, no opinion. So you cannot be
I don't
telling
want the people to call for me. That's why I'm being diplomatic. I don't want them to call for me.
Well, that's your. No, after this podcast, we'll have that conversation. But really,
okay. But again, like I said, the top three for me is Sarkodie, Young Lula, and Khaligraph Jones. Those are the top three for me. And once again, everybody really came through on the cypher. If you are a huge fan of hip hop, it doesn't matter whether an African, I've been a North American, I've been a Nigerian, it doesn't matter what. As much as you're a fan of hip hop, then this is definitely, a hip hop joint that you're going to, enjoy. Let's just take a few, seconds, maybe like 60 seconds. Let's talk about the video itself. I mean, what would you say about the whole, concept, the whole, video? Did you do anything?
Hennessy, I don't know. I think it gets good people to work on their videos. I don't know if it's the same person or if it's different people, but I've always loved their concepts. They have like really interesting concepts, and I think this was like the most interesting of all. I think I know I've seen the phone booth one that had my guy YC. I've seen the show glass own that had Emma and Vector and Manifest. But I think of all of them, this just seemed like the most interesting to me. It's not like there was like any, I don't know. I just enjoyed how they kept the flow switching between themselves. Sometimes they were in the train, all of them, so not just one person. It just felt like a music video concept I could try out for something. Maybe no, I won't try it out anyway. But just felt like something I would like to. Like if picturing all the video scenes, right? If as a rapper I was to be in one of them, I had to choose. Okay, which of these scenes do you want to be in? I'll just go for the 2024 scene. It was really creative.
Hennessy Cypher 2024. If you were to give it a rating, what would you rate it?
Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe let not sound like I'm overreaching, Sha, but I'll give it a 9.5. No, wait, no, I'll take that back. Like I said, remember I had a complaint about that thing I said. I felt like some of the rappers were feeding us cliches back, repackaged cliches as bars. I don't know. Mm-hmm. This is a personal thing, Sha. Those things kind of turn me off. Yeah, like don't tell me yesterday's price is not today's price. I don't want to hear that. Don't tell me you're pouring drinks for ancestors. I think I think that was the South African guy that said that talked about pouring Hennessy for the RIPs. The line was cool, but I just felt like it was just being repackaged back for me. I don't know how to explain it. Like I just they're not bad though, but I don't really like jump. I don't really like jump at them. I'm not like very excited when I hear them. Yeah, I want to hear something that are new to me. So because of that, I'm going to drop it a bit. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Okay, I mean you're dropping it down a bit to 8.5. I will even take it, a bit lower, and I'm just going to put it at an 8. Exactly 8. There is no point. There is nothing. I'm going to put it as an 8. And I think one thing this cypher has done to me is the fact that I've found myself at least 3 new rappers that I can always go and check their catalog. I can always go and listen to. And I like the fact that they are from what's the name, a different African country. Now there's Tanzania, now there's there's Cote d'Ivoire, and then obviously we know when it comes to rap, South Africa has always been there, but now I have a new artist to always keep my tabs up on South Africa. So that's like another added advantage from like, okay, fine, my rappers list is enlarging and stuff like that. So yeah, that's anything you want to add before we call it a day on today's episode of Cyphers?
As for the cypher, I don't think there's any other thing I want. Okay, I'll just say I mentioned it already anyway. I love it when people stay local, right? So if you are South African,
local rappers.
You rap in your language. I'm not saying you can't rap in English or anything, but I enjoy it better when you come in your localness. And bask in it and enjoy it. It feels good to me, right? Yeah, so that's just that for that. And Hennessy is doing a really great job. I'm glad I get to witness what they are doing right now in my time. Hopefully one day they'll have me on it. Until then, I'll just keep watching and hoping and maybe auditioning. So sometime last year, right, we spoke on this podcast and I mentioned that I was working on an album called Buttons and Zips. Yeah, you remember that,
Yeah.
right? This
Yeah,
album
I
is
do.
going to be out on the 16th of August, 2024.
Wow.
Yes, and we're having an album release party, a listening party 2 days later on August 18th, live in the city of Abuja. So yeah, I'm inviting every. The flyers will be out from tomorrow, so we are going hard on promotion and doing everything we can do to get people in the doors, come and listen to beautiful music, get copies of the album, buy merch, and support the whole project and all.
Okay, so
But
is
yeah,
it going to be like a
16th of
live listening party?
Yeah, live listening party.
So maybe invariably when that time is knocking, we can get like maybe 1 or 2 free tickets for the Cha-Cha gang.
The event is free. Everybody coming. Doors are open. Doors are open for everybody. It's free.
But okay, so let's just talk about the album a little bit. How many percent?
Mhm.
Like, I mean, you're already given a date for the album, so I want to be sure that the album is like 100% complete. Just working on 1 or 2 technicalities to make sure everything is set. And then can we have like should I say like a little bit of what's the album going to be like? Is there any features? What should we expect? Just a little thing to to whet our appetites.
Okay, so the album basically has 8 songs. The album, I mentioned this the first time I spoke about it on this podcast. So the album is basically celebrations of the things that keep us together. It's called Buttons and Zips. So I'll just give you a quick illustration, right? So if I'm wearing a shirt right now and breeze is blowing around me, the shirt's not buttoned up, the shirt flaps in the wind, right? But if it's buttoned, it's stable, it's one place. So basically, life is hard. Things happen to us, things blow us around. But when we have our buttons, or when we have things keeping us together, we're able to handle all of these things that come without losing our heads, right? So these things that keep us together is what I'm referring to as buttons and zips. The album is to celebrate these things. For me, my buttons and zips could be family, music, my friends, and all of those. So this project is just to celebrate things that keep us together in the midst of life's plenty troubles, right? Yeah, so the album has 8 songs. It has 3 features. No major artists, but they have Lobet Liberty, one of Nigeria's top poets. She has done a thing when it comes to poetry, and just Google her, you love her. I have a song featuring the one and only Baby. Yeah, so we did a song together just for this album. And yeah, of course, I was talking about family and all of that. I have a song with my brother. We hit the studio together, we made magic, and it's going to be live on this album. So yeah, that's basically an insight into the album. 2 singles are going to make the album. 2 previously released singles are going to make the album. One of them is What We Are, and the other one is In My Way. And also, the song 28 Years is going to be on the album too.
Okay. I mean, like I said, this is one of the things that you get when you listen to Cha-Cha Music Review Podcast. You're going to get exclusive from events that has not even occurred, and projects that are going to be taking place in the future, right? And for those of you that have been following me, on my socials and everywhere you can follow me, you know that we are also cooking up the Cha-Cha Music EP. It's currently still in production, and we are getting there. Yes, we are getting there. We don't have a release date for the EP yet, but because the EP is still not complete, we have some couple of songs that we still need to to do, maybe about three songs or thereabouts, to complete the EP. But trust me when I say you guys are going to enjoy a lot of music. I mean, all is putting out his album. I'm putting out the EP. We've spoken about the Hennessy 2024 Cypher, and we've spoken about what we like and what we don't like, and our best our own best verse and all of that. So go listen to the Cypher if you've not listened to the Cypher, and let us know which artist or which verse or which bar or even which line got you in a chokehold. I'm like, yo, no, this is cool and all of that, right? So you can always, put that in the comment section, or you can also, put that on the what is called the Spotify poll that is going to be, attached to this, episode. So once again, thank you very much for being here, Odd. I really do appreciate.
Thank you so much for having me around.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, members of the Cha-Cha Nation, I have come to the end of another episode of the Cha-Cha Music Review podcast. So I come here with another episode. Remember, if the pressure is getting worse, take a break and take care of your mental health. It is very, very important. Peace out.
Cha-cha time, two time for the Cha-Cha gang. Give me the Cha-Cha gang. Rockin' with the best, Cha-Cha gang. Give me the Cha-Cha gang. Alayela with Cha-Cha gang. Give me the Cha-Cha gang. What's my body, Cha-Cha gang. Give me the Cha-Cha gang. Cha-Cha gang. What's my body?